A federal charge, but he is not, we're told, by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Chicago in federal custody tonight. But people here at Dalton Village Hall say they haven't seen him either since word of that indictment dropped just a few hours ago.
Two controversial South suburban politicians been fired as federal investigators focus in on his boss.
WGN Investigates has confirmed Tiffany Henyard, senior advisor in Thornton.
Federal prosecutors have accused Keith Freeman of concealing assets and income in his bankruptcy case, a revelation that is now part of a growing investigation involving multiple lawsuits. Senior authorities in Dalton and surrounding South suburban areas are actively handling the inquiries. Freeman, once a trusted ally of Mayor Tiffany Henyard, has now found himself at the center of a major controversy. Henyard initially gained political support for her bold leadership, which included restructuring her team and bringing in new staff members. However, as more former employees, including Freeman, have come forward with allegations, questions about her ethics have begun to surface. Freeman, once known for his loyalty to Henyard, has now reportedly turned against her. He is said to be providing critical information to the FBI, a shift that raises serious questions about the deterioration of their relationship. His role in the investigation has become even more significant following his involvement in a high-profile bankruptcy case. At the same time, multiple former employees have accused Henyard of unethical.
He's been in and out of trouble since he was a young person. He was charged for theft in 2000. He was charged with a felony when he turned 27. This was back in 2005. Theft in the second degree. Oh, Keith is a busybody. He has a long rap sheet. He never cleared up his charges because back in 2011, he was in Palm Beach, Florida, where they extradited him back to Ireland. They said out-of-state fugitive. Fugitive from justice. That's your boy, Keith Freeman. Because we all know Tiffany Henyard made a big fuss about not giving background checks. And this is one of the reasons why she did want to give a background check. Because anybody that works for municipal department or the city can have felonies.
Though he claimed to have limited earnings, investigators discovered that his actual income was significantly higher than what was disclosed. Attempts to reach Freeman and other Dalton officials for comment have gone unanswered. Freeman is also facing serious allegations from the village of Robbins, where he previously served as village administrator from 2017 to 2021. The municipality has accused him of failing to provide required documents during his tenure, illegally collecting $9,396 beyond what he was entitled to, submitting falsified financial records in a particularly damning accusation. Freeman is alleged to have fabricated a 2022 income tax return to submit to the Chapter 7 bankruptcy trustee. Despite not filing an actual tax return for that year, he allegedly provided false documentation showing a lower income than he actually earned. Keith Freeman's deep ties to Mayor Tiffany Henyard have made him a key figure in the ongoing investigation. His multiple positions under Henyard's administration have raised concerns about the extent of her influence and potential corruption within local government. Beyond his roles in Dalton and Ford Township, Freeman was also the registered agent for the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, a charity that claimed to assist cancer patients. However, investigators have discovered that no such foundation legally exists in the state of Illinois. Further scrutiny of the charity revealed troubling financial discrepancies. A majority of its initial funding reportedly came from taxpayer money. The organization failed to file required financial documents. There is no clear record of how the funds were spent when questioned about these irregularities. Freeman's responses were evasive, offering little to no explanation. Freeman's legal troubles continue to mount, and his involvement in the Henyard administration.
Township is charged with fraud connected to an alleged bankruptcy scheme.
The village also completed negotiations with the police patrol, police lieutenants, and the sergeants.
This scandal is far from over. The coming months will determine whether criminal charges or further political fallout will emerge as authorities work to unravel the full scope of corruption allegations. On January 30, 2024, Keith Freeman testified under oath during a creditors' conference, falsely stating that he was not employed by the village of Dalton and had received no payments from the municipality. Prosecutors allege that these false statements were part of a deliberate scheme to conceal his true financial situation from the court. As a result, Freeman has been indicted on one count of bankruptcy fraud, with federal authorities accusing him of misrepresenting his income. He claimed that his sole source of employment was Ford Township, reporting an annual income of just over $99,000. However, investigators discovered that Freeman had concealed additional earnings from the village of Dalton through a pass-through company, inflating his actual income to $195,000. Adding to the controversy, Robbins village officials, where Freeman previously served as village administrator, accused him of taking over $90,000 in unauthorized payments during his tenure. If convicted of bankruptcy fraud, Freeman could face up to 5 years in federal prison. Federal investigation expands. The charges against Freeman are part of a broader federal investigation involving the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Illinois, the FBI, and IRS special agents. These agencies have emphasized the seriousness of the allegations, and the legal troubles now extend beyond Freeman, casting a shadow over the administration of Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard. With Freeman's legal issues escalating, Dalton officials are reportedly eager for his departure, attempting to distance themselves from the controversy. Meanwhile, community leaders have begun speaking out. One local organization leader described Freeman's actions as an embarrassment to the town, adding, "We've been waiting for justice to be served. If he shows up at the next board meeting, I will ask him to step down."
A lot of controversy on whether or not he was an employee or if he was contracted. Now they're saying that he didn't list this information.
And if he can't handle his own business, how in the world can he handle
Mayor Henyard. Freeman, once a trusted figure in Dalton's political landscape, now finds himself at the center of a scandal that has divided the community. The allegations of financial misconduct have thrust him into the spotlight in a way that few could have anticipated. Speaking to reporters after Freeman's arraignment, his attorney expressed surprise at a level of public attention the case has attracted. "I think many practitioners in this building would be surprised to see this much media focus on a bankruptcy indictment." When asked whether the government was using the indictment to pressure Freeman into cooperating with their investigation, the lawyer deflected, stating that the question should be directed at federal prosecutors. The case has not only impacted Freeman personally, but has also shaken the foundations of Henyard's administration. With federal scrutiny mounting, questions about corruption and financial mismanagement continue to plague her leadership. Beyond the bankruptcy fraud indictment, Freeman is also implicated in a separate lawsuit filed by a local property owner, Tyran. Tyran alleges that Freeman was instrumental in denying him a business license to open a barbershop in Dalton. Political turmoil in Dalton. Legal battles and allegations shake leadership. The growing scandal surrounding Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard and her close associate Keith Freeman has sent shockwaves through the local community. Allegations of mismanagement, financial misconduct.
A person can lie on their own financials. What do you think they're doing for the village? Nobody is untouchable. That's what I want to say. Nobody is untouchable. So if this is just the first domino to all of them falling.
This claim is at the center of a lawsuit filed by local property owner Tyran, who says his efforts to open a barbershop in Dalton were deliberately blocked. Tyran asserts that Freeman initially assured him that he would receive the necessary permits, only for the approval process to stall mysteriously. Mayor Henyard didn't want anybody else to get these properties because she wanted the land, the building inspector claimed. This accusation has fueled growing distrust and speculation about Henyard's true intentions. Henyard denies allegations, calls criticism politically motivated despite mounting legal troubles surrounding her administration. Henyard remains defiant, dismissing all allegations as politically motivated attacks. "I am the target of people who want to see me fail," Henyard stated last month, rejecting accusations of corruption and misconduct. However, the series of lawsuits and criminal investigations paint a different picture, one that suggests her grip on power may be slipping. The political climate in Dalton, Illinois, has grown increasingly volatile as allegations against Mayor Tiffany Henyard continue to pile up. With federal fraud accusations against her longtime ally, Keith Freeman, and mounting criticism of her financial decisions and leadership, Henyard's tenure is now under intense scrutiny. The controversy has intensified following Freeman's legal troubles, including bankruptcy fraud charges and misconduct allegations from his time as village administrator. His departure from Thornton Township, where he was terminated due to misconduct and absenteeism, has only worsened the situation, further fracturing Henyard's already shaky administration. Freeman's firing from Thornton Township was the result of multiple allegations of misconduct. He had claimed to be on family medical leave, but failed to submit the required paperwork, leading to his dismissal on July 9th. Thornton Township's
so expensive apartment. You're collecting money from the village of Dalton, and you're also collecting money from Thornton Township. So you're making about $150,000 a year. I'm pretty sure it's more. He's saying that he only worked for Thornton Township. Your income, Thornton Township, municipality manager, gross income $5,800. Now, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but from the payroll expenses of Village of Dalton payroll, Keith is on here. This was just in October. Keith Freeman, $3,800 every 2 weeks. And he claims that he only makes $5,800 from Thornton Township, employer's name, Thornton Township. Reason why he's trying to get away with it is because Keith is a 1099 employee. He's not paying no taxes off his income. No Social Security taxes, no medical taxes, no benefits.
A controversial incident was Henyard's trip to Las Vegas last May, which reportedly cost taxpayers thousands of dollars. This expenditure sparked public outrage, with one resident going as far as calling Henyard the worst mayor in American history. Rather than directly addressing concerns about her administration's finances, Henyard has defended herself by attacking her critics, branding those who question her integrity as liars. Her interactions with village trustees have become increasingly hostile, with officials demanding greater transparency regarding the town's budget, vendors, and spending. At a recent board meeting, trustees blocked funding for upcoming events like House Fest and Gospel Fest, citing unexplained expenses such as thousands spent on Amazon purchases expensive bakery cakes for community events, tens of thousands spent on a one-day festival, despite trustee concerns. Henyard insisted that Dalton had a budget surplus due to Freeman's financial management. However, her refusal to provide detailed reports only fueled public frustration. Federal investigation and growing scrutiny, the legal battles surrounding Henyard and Freeman show no signs of slowing down. With Freeman facing federal charges, some speculate that prosecutors may pressure him to cooperate, potentially implicating Henyard in broader corruption claims. During a special village board meeting, tensions boiled over as residents raised concerns about allegations of sexual harassment and retaliation claims of financial mismanagement and corruption, discrimination, and abuse of power. Notably, Henyard was absent from the meeting, leaving many to wonder if she is avoiding accountability. Meanwhile, the Illinois Department of Human Rights has launched an investigation into the claims against her administration. What's next for Henyard's leadership? The coming months will be crucial in determining whether Henyard can withstand the growing backlash, or if the weight of legal troubles and public criticism will lead to her downfall. With federal investigations intensifying, lawsuits mounting, and residents demanding answers, Dalton's political future remains uncertain. Will Henyard restore faith in her leadership, or will further scandals continue to emerge, unraveling her administration for good? The political turmoil in Dalton, Illinois, has intensified as Mayor Tiffany Henyard faces legal troubles, financial mismanagement allegations, and growing public outrage. The recent investigation into her administration, combined with the bombshell financial report and accusations stemming from a controversial trip to Las Vegas, has put her tenure as mayor at risk. Henyard's controversial Las Vegas trip has become a focal point of scandal after her former assistant filed a complaint alleging sexual assault involving an unnamed village trustee. The serious nature of these allegations has prompted official investigations, further damaging Henyard's reputation. Her absence from a critical village meeting discussing these allegations only fueled residents' frustration, with many seeing it as an attempt to evade accountability. The firing of Keith Freeman, Henyard's longtime ally, has had far-reaching consequences. Freeman, who once held significant power in Dalton's local government, is now facing legal trouble, including allegations of misconduct and fraud. His termination from Thornton Township was a major blow to the Henyard's credibility, as many believe she stood by him for too long despite his questionable actions. This has further shaken public trust in her leadership. A financial report presented during a village meeting has revealed alarming details about the misuse of taxpayer money under Henyard's administration. The report, prepared by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, found questionable credit card transactions worth thousands of dollars, with no proper explanations. Millions of dollars in unpaid vendor payments, raising concerns about fiscal responsibility. Staggering $3.65 million deficit in the general fund as of May 31st. These revelations shocked residents, intensifying their dissatisfaction with Henyard's leadership. The financial mismanagement adds to the growing list of controversies, making her position as mayor even more unstable. As Henyard continues to deflect criticism, public pressure is intensifying. Many residents and trustees are now demanding answers and accountability for the town's poor financial management. Henyard's defensive stance, where she dismisses accusations as politically motivated, is not resonating with the growing number of frustrated residents. Many have begun questioning whether she is fit to continue leading Dalton. With federal investigations, lawsuits, and public distrust growing, Henyard's grip on power is weakening. The combination of legal troubles, financial scandals, and governance issues has created a political storm that could threaten her tenure as mayor. The next few months will be critical in determining whether Henyard can survive the controversies or if her time in office is nearing its end. Residents and trustees alike are anxiously waiting to see whether she can restore faith in her leadership or if Dalton will have to seek new leadership to move forward.